Hedva and Rafi. We are happy to share with you today a short tour that we took especially for you at one of the most fascinating cities in Israel, the city of Jaffa.
Today, we will do our best to show you some of the sights, tastes, and sounds of this old and new city. As you know, it is important to make sure that we do not start this tour on an empty stomach. So, our first stop will be at Abulafia Bakery.
Abulafia Bakery is a famous bakery which was founded in 1879 by the Abulafia family, and it's owned by them to this day.
The bakery is one of the oldest businesses in Israel and famous not only for the food but also for the work of the family to promoting peace and dialogue between Jews and Arabs.
The bakery is open 24/7, but since the establishment of the State of Israel, the bakery is closed on Passover and Yom Kippur as a tribute to the Jewish customers.
The bakery sells a variety of Arabian-style pastries, including pitas, pretzels, sambusak, as well as all the sweets such as baklava and knafe.
My favorite dish is pretzel with za'atars. B'te'avon.
Our next stop is the Shuk. On our way, you can see the famous clock tower. The clock tower was built in 1903, one of 100 similar towers throughout the Ottoman Empire to remark the 25th anniversary of the Sultan's regime. The tower is located at the entrance of the city of Jaffa and has 4 clocks to show the time in each of the directions.
Building the tower marked a cultural change in the city, as until then the only sounds around the city were from the tops of the churches and the mosques. Building the civil clock tower symbolized the cultural change in the direction to a civil society.
As we walk towards the Shuk, you can start noticing the little stores in the streets, antiques, sweets, coffee shop, etc. One of the most famous and special restaurants in Jaffa is Dr. Shakshuka restaurant.
The restaurant is famous for its food, but also for its owner. You will see it in a minute.
But first, what is shakshuka? The shakshuka is prepared by a long cookie of pepper sauce, tomatoes, and garlic cooked on an oil burner. Just before serving, they add an egg on the top. The dish is served with the fresh bread that is delicious to dip in the sauce.
Although the shakshuka has become the doctor's most famous dish, the restaurant serves a large variety of other equally delicious food from Tripoli, like couscous, mafroum, salads, and more. Since it's still early, you can't see how crowded this restaurant usually is. By noon, it is almost impossible to find a place to sit in it.
Slide 7. The chef, Bino Gapso, is a very pleasant and warm person and always happy to say hi. Here you can see him sending his best greeting to the Palm Beach community from Israel.
מהקהילה בפלם ביץ', אני דוקטור שקשוקה.
The inside of the restaurant is designed with the help of the old kitchen tools that were used by the owner of the place over the years. Pots, plants, pans, oil burners, and more. There is no doubt that this is a special and a different place.
After leaving Dr. Shakshuka, we're continuing our walk towards the Shuk. Again, you can see all the little stores and the unique combination of old and new.
One of the things we love the most about this place is the people. Each person you will meet have a story, just like this amazing guy.
In America, Palm Beach. Welcome to Jaffa, the beautiful city in Israel. This is my father's shop, 60 years. He coming from Iran. We are Jewish. I'm a Kohen, by the way. And everything we have here is like a vintage stuff from over the world. We buy from people else and bring it here. You can see our shop also, the one of the season from Homeland, the TV show. And you can come inside and enjoy and impress. It's a little messy, but this is...
Do you have a favorite thing that you want?
Favorite? Yes.
Yes.
I don't want to buy, I want people gonna look and enjoy. I have a photo of the Shah.
This is the king, the Shah of Iran,
Yes.
right? Before Khomeini rise up, yeah.
Welcome to... And I hope I get visa, I can visit you. I get declined 4 times.
The flea market was founded in Jaffa at the early 19th century and has undergone many changes over the years. There is a fascinating combination here, which we hope you can pick up from the video, between simple and cheap trade as in any average market, like clothes, cheap jewelry, touristic finds, etc., and real antiques, old collections of people, and even shops of first-class designers.
For us, a walk between the shops here is just like to travel to Wonderland. The shop here look messy and sometimes even dirty and not that pleasant at the first glance. But when we go in and look at the various objects, we try to imagine where these objects came from, who owned them before, and how they found their way into the flea market here in Jaffa.
Another side of the market, and frankly also quite new, are the trendy restaurants. There have always been small cafes in the area, but in the last few years, a whole new scene of restaurants, bars, and nightlife has developed. Unfortunately, this part we will not be able to show you.
The design of most of the places, as you can see, is a vintage. Many of the tables, chairs, sofas were purchased right here in the market, restored and turned into a real vintage.
Here is an amazing example of what can happen if you just enter the store and not just walking by. We didn't plan it or knew what we are walking into. We just heard the music and thought it could be interesting, and it really was. Listen to the music and this really nice guy.
There is no better place to sum up our short tour of the shuk than the stores of antique Judaica and drugs that allow us to be reminded one more time that in the end of the day, the flea market is a place of a simple traders engaged in some of the oldest craft in the world. From here, we are on our way to one of the places that will help us to tell the new story of Israel.
If there is a place that it is worth to take a moment before going inside and pay attention to its outside, it is the Paris Center for Peace and Innovation.
The center is located at the edge of the city of Jaffa, no more than 10 minutes drive from the shuk. A very impressive place from an architectural point of view. The sea view from the building and the nearby of Givat Aliyah beach are impressive and interesting.
The slogan of the statue at the garden in front of the building, Dream Big. It actually tells us what kind of a place is it. Here, visitors from Israel and abroad come to be inspired by the story of Israeli innovation and empowered to dream big.
When I see this kind of view, I automatically feel better and optimistic. Don't you think this is a perfect location to look to the horizon and dream big?
I can't agree more. The view is breathtaking, as you can see. But this is not why we came here, right? We are going to get inside and visit one of the most inspiring places in Israel, at least for me.
While we are waiting in the lobby, you can get a glimpse to what we are about to see in the tour. The Israeli Innovation Center is the first and the largest visitor center of its kind, in Israel of course. Its aim is to present the incredible story of Israel, the innovation nation, but also, if not mainly, to inspire people to make the world a better place. Late President Shimon Peres was a visionary, one of the real dreamers. I think that the quote here gives you the opportunity to start understanding. Welcome to the hologram room. Here you can meet and hear the pioneers of Israeli innovation, those who put Israel on the map, answer your questions in a unique and advanced digital experience.
You can meet here people like Uri Livne, who invented Waze, and like Adi Altshuler, one of my role models. She is only 34 years old and already responsible for the foundation of 2 different non-profit organizations. One for special needs kids, and the second is for Holocaust remembrance. She's also ran for Google, the Google for Education Foundation. In 2014, Altshuler was selected by Time magazine as one of the next generation of world leaders and spoke at the UN as a representative of Israel.
Our tour guide is a very nice guy from South Africa with a great English. I hope you can hear his few words just for you.
Who am I speaking to?
West Palm Beach,
West
Florida.
Palm Beach, Florida. Excellent. All right. So, hello and welcome to the Paris Center. I'm Liran. We're checking out the story of Israeli innovation today at the incredible Paris Center located in Jaffa, Tel Aviv. If you ever get a chance, come here. It will blow your mind. Not to be missed.
In this room, we had the chance to hear Shimon Peres's amazing story. I wish we could show you the movie in English, but this was a tour in Hebrew. And because of COVID-19, there is no tourist and there is no tour in English. But I can tell you that this is a really inspirational story. I had a few tears while watching the movie. And if you are really interested, you can go to the Paris Innovation Center website and you can find there and read the whole story. In the meantime, here are a few facts about late President Shimon Peres.
He was born on August 2nd, 1923 in Poland under the name Shimon Persky. In 1934, Peres and his family immigrated to Israel and lived in Tel Aviv. In 1947, at the age of 24, Peres was summoned by David Ben-Gurion to the Haganah headquarters. He was sent to find and purchase weapons wherever he could. During his whole career, he was the force behind some of the largest security projects Israel has ever undertaken. He devoted his time to promoting technological programs that would put Israel on the forefront of innovation and progress, which gave the country a significant advantage of the battlefield and in the economy.
In 1959, Peres started his political career that lasted 48 years and included several roles, including defense minister, foreign minister, and twice prime minister. In 1994, he got the Nobel Peace Prize for his efforts to bring peace to the Middle East and the Oslo Agreement. On June 13, 2007, Peres was elected as the 9th President of the State of Israel. As President, his contributions were acknowledged by numerous countries around the world, which honored him with prestigious awards, just like the Presidential Medal of Freedom presented to him by President Barack Obama in June 2012.
On September 28, 2016, Shimon Peres passed away.
I'm not sure why I was so excited to sit in his desk, but if they give you the chance to sit at this great man's desk, you just take it. Maybe some of this greatness will stick.
Welcome to the Innovation Nation Room. Here we will discover how Israel became the startup nation, a global leader in innovation. Here is a short translation of what you see. How did Israel become a thriving country that exports ideas, technologies, and innovation to the world? How did we dry up the swamps and make up the desert, flourishing in less than 100 years?
The dream was born out of necessity. We were faced with huge problems: lack of natural resources, lack of water, and the need of security. To survive, we had to find solutions in a different way, a way that would change the existing and create a new reality.
At the same room, on the other side, we have showcases of Israeli innovation making a global impact. Here you can see various of inventions and developments that have been made in Israel over the years.
We have gone through them without any special order, so just try to follow and be impressed.
Iron Dome, Ofek Satellite, Plasan Vehicle Protection, Helmet Mounted Display,
Milbat, custom creative solutions for people with disabilities.
Ben Yehuda Dictionary, All the New Hebrew Dictionary,
Remicube, a family thinking game developed in Israel and sold all over the world. Israeli Nobel Prize winners. Mobileye, a leap in travel safety on the way to
Autonomous,
vehicles.
ICQ, the first instant messaging software on the internet.
Xbox Kinect, disc on key, antibacterial fabric, drip irrigations, and so much more.
This is actually the third and the last part of this room. This is the interactive part, and we were very happy to discover they have an English version of the game, so you can understand it how it works.
Many startups work for many years until they achieve results.
Less out. אוקיי, אז לסובב את הרכב. תשובה נכונה, כל הכבוד.
The future capsule is definitely the coolest room in the tour. We put a virtual reality goggles and experimented what the future will look like. The challenging part was figuring out how it works. On the screen which Rafi is showing you, occasionally, you can actually see what I see inside the goggles. I went on a journey through time and got a taste of how we will use technology in the future for digital medicine, food technology, smart transportation, nanorobots, space travel, etc. The truth, it is a little hard to explain, so just look at what we look like while we are experiencing the future.
Welcome to the Israeli Expo, the most cutting-edge Israeli startups in one place. Every year, a new group of groundbreaking Israeli developments will be selected and presented to visitors at the Paris Center of Peace and Innovation. This is also where our tour of the center ends. We really hope you enjoyed and learned.
Really hope. Do you remember the beach we showed you just before we entered the center? So here at the beachfront restaurant, we choose to say our farewell words. We took you to places we know very well, but trying to look at them through your eyes. The eyes that don't know the places, the smells, and the stories was a fascinating challenge for us, which we really hoped we succeed in, right?
Yeah. So we hope we have been able to pass you a small sense of how beautiful Israel is and how much we love this part of Israel, if you didn't realize till now.
This part of Israel, even for us that we live here, sometimes we forget how beautiful and how much we love it.
So this is our chance to say thank you, Robin, for the initiative and for taking us for this tour. And last thing, we wish you all a happy and healthy
year.
And hope you will be able to visit and see all of these places
on your
own. Shalom.
Cheers. Salute. Shana Tova.